Alright, so we are talking about Pendulum Magicians, this format, and how good they are, why am I playing this deck, and just the changes that I've made to this deck. So let's start off with, Pendulum Magicians. I still think they're one of the most strongest decks in the format. I think they're definitely top 5. I don't know why a lot of people just cut this deck out because this deck is still pretty strong, still puts up 3 negates pretty consistently. It plays through hand traps. I'd say the only downside is you just can't really play that many hand traps in this deck, but you can't really play that many hand traps in like combo decks. Like combo decks, they don't play hand traps. You see Dark Warrior, they don't really play hand traps. Maybe like the more impactful ones like Droll and Gamma, but besides that, they don't really play that much hand traps. And I think this is another way to play a combo deck. There is Thunder Dragons, but I don't know. Playing those two decks, Dark Warrior, Thunder Dragons, they just do not interest me as much as I like playing Pendulums, and I'm just used to playing Pendulum Magicians because I played this deck literally for 3 years. Not straight, but like off and on. But yeah, let's get started with the changes. So the first change you would see is that I have added Duelist Alliance to this deck. Now I think Duelist Alliance is really good because it adds Pen Call and having a much bigger chance of opening up Pendulum Call Dark Worm or Pendulum Call Shrine is just really good. So Pendulum Call is just really strong to have in your hand, as well as Time Pendulum Graph if you already have the Pendulum Call in hand. So this is just more disruptions with like Time Star is just a really strong combo. Without I'll get into Time Star in a bit, but Duelist Alliance, really strong card, gets to your Pendulum Call, gets to your Time Pendulum Graph, and it's just another Ash bait and stuff like that. So I think Duelist Alliance is just a really strong card, and just yeah, the big reason is Searching Pen Call is just broken. The next change you'll see is that I have added a Time Pendulum Graph. I think this card is just really strong as disruption. It's also good for impermanence. I guess that's like the most like niche scenario. But the other thing is that this card is disruption. It's 2 disruptions in 1 card. If you have resolved Pendulum Call or you have Time Star in your hand, well, on your field. Why you'll never have Time Star in your hand. Don't listen to me. I'm tired right now. So you hear me say something stupid like that, just know I'm tired. All right. So Time Pendulum Graph, it's just more disruption. It's another searcher for your Duelist Alliance. You just need more targets. So Time Pendulum Graph is another thing. You could probably add Star Pendulum Graph, but I think Time Pendulum Graph is just way better because it's just more disruptions. The next change you'll see I have is I have 3 desires instead of 1 desires. I think it was kind of but Pot of Desires is just a really strong card. You have to really play this card, especially because you play the Duelist Alliance. You need more ways to get around the Colossus because Colossus is going to be even much more of a problem because the Dark Warrior deck is not as strong as it was before. It's still pretty strong, Rongo Bongo, Gumblar, Neospatial Connector, still pretty powerful cards, but again, Desires is just such a powerful card, and having so many cards to bait with Ash, like Desires is just always going to resolve. Pen Call, sometimes going to resolve. Your Duelist Alliance, probably always going to resolve, and if it doesn't, you just activate Desires. Shrine is always going to be your bait, so yeah, Desires is just really strong. Getting +2 or a +1, but you get 2 cards in your hand for the Desire, so pretty good. The last thing I want to talk about is the changes, the things that I took out of this deck. I don't know what else I took out of this deck besides, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I took out the Dragon Pulse because we don't play Rescue Rabbit. I should talk about Rescue Rabbit first. Rescue Rabbit, I just think that Rescue Rabbit is just another normal summon, and it just loses to Ash. It loses to Impermanence, and it loses to Effect Veiler. It just loses to a lot of things, and it just loses a lot. I guess like you're losing 1 card instead of like Pendulum Call where you're losing 2 cards. So Rescue Rabbit might be really good, but then again, it doesn't really matter. Like Dark Worm is always going to be your best normal summon, but if you literally normal summon any other like level 4 monster, that's a good normal summon because you're going to get to Electromite. Like any way to get Electromite is good in your mind. But the only reason why like Rescue Rabbit is really good is because it just baits Ash, and yeah, you just bait Ash and you can pretty much get a one card Electromite. So it was really good for that, but I just wanted to cut this down to 40 cards. You could play Rescue Rabbit in Dragon Pulse, but yeah, like it's just not enough space to keep this 40 or at 40. But yeah, that is the changes for the main deck, of course. So for the side deck, I think I have added Gamma. I don't really remember what my side deck was. I know I decided Red Reboot, and then no, I think I decided Book of Eclipse, but let's talk about the side deck as a whole. I think Gamma is really good in this deck. Not only going first, if you have all of these cards and they have like Ash, or like the most important thing, Droll, because you really cannot play around Droll. You literally cannot play around Droll, just like you can't play around Max C. So you literally have to draw Gamma. If you know they're playing Trick Stars, you know they're playing Droll from like a game 1 or game 2, you probably have to side Gamma going first so you don't lose to Droll. And yeah, so Gamma is just really good going first, as well as going second against the Dark Warrior deck, because Gamma is just so strong against the Assault, against the Summon Sword, against the Connector if you have to, because like you can't just let them dolphin you. So, you know, Gamma is just the most impactful card. It's one of the strongest hand trap, if not the strongest hand trap. It might not be the, you know, most versatile hand trap, but it is the strongest hand trap in terms of just power and just what it does. Because once you resolve this effect, you stop their turn, literally. So, and like going first, like if you stop their hand trap, you're getting so much advantage to where like you're not losing that game. So Gamma, pretty strong. Driver, obviously you have to play this card. It sucks, but yeah, it happens. It do be like that sometimes. Book of Eclipse is really good against the Thunder Dragon matchup, since you do lose if you do draw like all of your searcher cards. So Book of Eclipse is really good. It just makes the Thunder Dragon matchup, you know, going second a lot easier. And I did add in the Frozen Lady Justice, which is in combination with the Book of Eclipse, it just gets rid of all of their fusion monsters on the field, and you can just attack for game. So that's why the Book of Eclipse is in here, just to make the, you know, Thunder Dragon matchup a lot easier. It's also good against a lot of other matchups, like the mirror match. It might be really good just to bait out negates. Just really good, just mainly for the Thunder Dragon matchup. Twin Twister, obviously for Sky Striker and back row decks. Don't really have to explain much. XYZ Encore is for the Rongo Bongo, but again, they could probably just Gumblar you and you just lose anyway, but there's really not any other hand traps you can play that just doesn't lose to, you know, another extender or like Call by the Grave. Because you could probably play Impermanence because it doesn't lose the Call by the Grave, but then if they have an extender, like a danger card, or they have like the Brigadine, or they have like a Monster Reborn, or like Soul Charge or something like that, like it just does not work. It literally just does nothing. So that's why I didn't want to put any. Probably Ogre is probably the strongest, but then if they have Call by the Grave, they just win anyway. So that's why I play Gamma as my only hand shot, because it's the most impactful. You can't call. It's really hard to come back from. If they have two extenders, they can come back, and like it's just the best hand trap against a combo deck. So that's why you play. And then XYZ Encore, obviously for Rongo, as I said before. Red Reboot is for the trap decks, because this is the best card. Stops all their traps. It can't activate any other traps. And they do set a card, but it doesn't matter. Just OTK and you beat them. So pretty good. The extra deck, Time Star, as I said before, really good card. It gets pluses, add the card from your deck to your hand. So if it stays on field, you get to add 2. So it literally just makes you go plus. You can get back Harm, you can get Zengshi, you can get anything from the graveyard, anything from the extra deck. Time Star just really, really strong. It also combos well with the Time Pendulum Graph, as I said before. You get rid of 2 cards, which is really, really good. And then the Frozen Lady Justice, obviously, for the combo that I explained before with Book of Eclipse. So I think this deck is really good. I think it's a sleeper deck for YCS Milan and just any other event. I don't think this deck is going to escape from, it's just not going to. You're going to see a top from this deck in YCS Milan. You're going to see something in top 32. Playing Pendulum Magicians, playing a pretty standard build because everybody plays a standard build. I wanted to come with something more spicy and something really, really good. So that is it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about Pendulum Magicians this format. Do you think they're bad? Do you think they're okay? Do you think they're great this format? I obviously think they're not the best deck. Like, Sky Strikers is just more consistent. Like, you're just going to see so much more success with something like Sky Strikers. But I think if you're really good with the Pendulum Magician deck, as I am, then this is just a really good choice for you. But if you're not really good with like combo decks, you just shouldn't pick up this deck because it's just a really hard deck to master going first and going second and through hand traps and through like traps. So it's just too much to learn if you are new to the deck or if you're, coming back to the deck and learning the new combos and stuff. But yeah, like, this deck is still pretty strong, and it's one of the sleeper decks, as I said before. So I think just Pendulum Magician's still my top pick for the meta. I'm just going to keep on playing this deck until this deck gets hit even more to it pretty much unplayable in the meta. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, hit the bell. You already know. I'm becoming simply slim slowly and slowly. So yeah, I'm tired. I want to die. Bye.